Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into something straight out of science fiction that's becoming very, very real. Robot guardians. We're talking about security devices that don't just sit on a wall, but actually move around and patrol our most private spaces. And that raises a huge question. Are we about to get the ultimate protector? Or are we inviting a spy into our homes that we can never really switch off? You know that feeling, right? That little nagging worry in the back of your head when you're on vacation or just out for the night? Did I lock the back door? What was that weird notification from my security camera? It's a feeling we all get. But what if the fix wasn't just a stationary camera, but something that could actually get up and check things out for you? All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First up, we'll look at why the old school locks and alarms just aren't cutting it anymore. Then we'll get to the cool part and meet these new robot patrols. After that, we'll stack up all the amazing upsides of having one of these things, but we're also going to get real about the serious privacy issues. And finally, we'll wrap up by thinking about what this all means for the very idea of home. Okay, let's jump right in. For decades, home security has been pretty straightforward. Strong locks, maybe some sensors on the windows, and an alarm. Simple. But in our super connected world, you have to ask, is that really enough to give you peace of mind? And this right here is the main problem. A traditional alarm system is totally reactive. It only starts screaming after someone has already smashed a window or kicked in a door. It lets you know something bad has happened, but it can't really do anything to investigate or maybe even stop it beforehand. The tech we're looking at today is aiming for something completely different, a proactive set of eyes and ears that can spot trouble before it starts. So, if the old way is reactive, what does a proactive system actually look like? Well, that brings us to Section 2, Robots on Patrol, and it leads to a pretty basic question. What exactly is a home safety robot anyway? The easiest way to think about it is this. It's not just another smart home gadget, it's an autonomous device. It can literally move through your home on its own. It can go investigate a strange noise, and it can send you a live video feed from anywhere. It is security that's finally been cut loose from the wall. And these things come in a few really interesting flavors. You've got your stationary hubs, which are kind of like super smart speakers that can turn and listen in any direction. Then you have the mobile rovers. Think of something like Amazon's Astro that literally roll through your hallways. And, get this, there are even small indoor drones designed to fly through your apartment to give you a true bird's-eye view of everything. So this is how it all works in practice, and it's a huge step up. Imagine it hears a window break in the kitchen. It doesn't just start blaring. First, it detects that specific, unusual sound. Second, it physically drives itself to the kitchen to see what's going on. Third, it instantly pushes a live video stream right to your phone so you can see for yourself. And fourth, it's recording the whole thing for evidence. It's a complete intelligent response, not just a loud noise. So we get how they work, but let's get to the big question. Why would you even want one of these? And that brings us to the real appeal here, the upside of all this automation. And as you're about to see, it's about way more than just having a camera that can move around. I mean, the benefits are pretty tempting. You get 24/7 patrols, not just a static view. You get what's called remote presence. You want to check if you left the oven on or if the dog's chewing the couch? Just send the robot to take a look. A lot of these can even detect things like a gas leak or a fire. And you can't forget about the deterrent factor. Just the idea of an active robot patrolling a home could be enough to make a burglar decide to go somewhere else. As one tech futurist put it, it's like having a vigilant, ever-present security guard who never sleeps and can be in multiple places at once. I mean, that perfectly captures the appeal, right? It's this idea of constant, tireless protection. But, you know, a guard that never sleeps also never stops watching. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation, the massive privacy risks. Because all this convenience, well, it might just come at a very, very high price. This is the classic trade-off with so much of our modern tech, isn't it? We get some incredible new feature, but what do we have to give up to get it? So this is what I like to call the wait but list. These are those gut feelings that pop into your head right away. The number one concern, of course, is privacy. Who sees this video? Where is it stored? Is it secure? Then naturally, there's the fear of hacking. Could someone else take control of this robot inside your house? And let's just be honest, there's also the undeniable creepiness factor of having a machine watching you all the time. And it all boils down to this tension right here. As you can see, every single pro has a pretty serious con or the other side of the coin. That constant vigilance we want so badly can easily turn into constant surveillance. Those amazing instant alerts rely on a device that, like anything else on the internet, is vulnerable to hacking. And the peace of mind the companies are selling you could come at the cost of a fundamental loss of privacy.
Okay, so where does that leave us? For our last section, let's look at this future that is quite literally watching us, and the incredibly difficult balancing act we're all going to have to figure out.
At the end of the day, this whole discussion isn't really about robots or software or cameras. It's a conversation about our own human values. This technology forces us to look in the mirror and decide what we value more in the one place on Earth we're supposed to feel totally safe and unobserved, our own home. So, this is the final question I want to leave you with. When it comes to your own home, your most private space, which do you value more? The promise of ultimate security or the guarantee of absolute privacy? There really is no single right answer, but as these robot guardians become more and more common, it's a choice we're all going to have to make.